I want to tell you a story. The person that I love and admire most is Tutu Qememi. That is her. Very early on in my time in the townships, a woman came. She stood absolutely in front of me with a few inches between my face and her face. I'd never seen her before, but she had eyes of steel at that time that she looked at me. And she said, "Who are you?" And I told her who I am, and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm here for this and this reason." And she said, "Why?" And I gave her the reason. And she said, "I just want to tell you one thing. Only stay if you are true." She really threw me. And then she said, "We've had enough of women like yourself. You come in, you say you want to help us." She said, "Just know that if you want to stay here 1 minute longer, you either do it right or go now."
First day she stepped foot into the townships during the height of apartheid, she immediately found herself organizing with women to start taking care of children. And that's really how what is now called Ikamva Labantu started.
There wasn't Ikamva when it began. There was no such thought of it. It was just being with these women, being in this unbelievable atmosphere, working alongside. It wasn't work, it was just being there, seeing what they were doing, participating, trying to assist.
And often found herself harassed by the police or even beaten up alongside the women in the townships and thrown into vans and taken to prison. But that didn't stop her. I think she was very determined. She saw the power and the energy of the women in the townships in spite of their circumstances. That, I think, was an energy that spurred her on to continue to work.
The development, seeing how people grew, seeing how the initiatives grew, just being absolutely overtaken by the wonder, human nature at its best.
Very organically, they started to look at seniors, young children, people with disability, the visually impaired and refugees. So there were many activities that started during that time, many communities coming alongside Helen, and this spread across the Western Cape and throughout the country.
I used to be asked to go to different communities, and I went far and wide, and usually I was met by a group of gentlemen, all of them very officious that they were the leaders of the community. They knew everything. And as I walked down many of the dusty paths and sidewalks, I would see a woman ragged, busy with children, cooking, cleaning, sweeping. She was my leader. She was who I wanted to work with. The tagline of Ikamva Labantu is about communities that thrive. Ikamva is driven by the people it works with. It's a family of thousands and thousands of like-minded people who live their lives for others.
Ikamva will come and boost those efforts of women like my mom were generating income for other women in their areas.
I think one of the most important things is that it's for those of us who work alongside communities to understand we can't fix anything. People can fix it.
At first it was my mom helping her community. From looking at her actions, I was inspired to also do the same, to carry on the torch.
Integrity of anything that one does within community is to allow people to take their own direction, and you step back and you give people the path, their own path, and you affirm their path with them, and you give them the right type of praise and space. You will be successful. So we celebrate the success of others. That, to me, is the real ethic of what Ikamva does.
Ikamva has been there for the people, and it is still there.